Hello and welcome back to another Freshly HD video. Today we have an Ultimate Team of the Year predictions video. So this is basically where I predict the players which will be in FIFA 15's Team of the Year on Ultimate Team and will be available in packs. Let's go straight into it. Just a quick disclaimer. Of course, this is a very broad opinion. It's a bit of a mix of what I predict EA will do, because EA are very predictable, what I want to happen, and a bit of a mix of what other people have voted as well. So it's a bit of everything in here to try and sort of get rid of one biased side opinion. I haven't had every single input on every single player on here. Some people have suggested them to me as well. So I did just want to quickly say that at the beginning. Other options have been added at the end of the video as well, so make sure you stick around for that. First option, Neuer. Out and out, best goalkeeper in the world, and there is another goalkeeper option, of course, but I'm not going to mention him until the end. But Neuer, out and out, best goalkeeper in the world, pretty simple. He literally sweeps the back four excellently, and he's just an outstanding goalkeeper. He's just simply superb. Next up is, if it works, PHILIPP Lahm. Yep, PHILIPP Lahm. So PHILIPP Lahm is one of them players which I mentioned in my versatile players career mode guide and tutorial. He is just brilliant, but I did include him in the defensive section because Lahm really is more of a hard-born defender, and he is just great, isn't he? I mean, right back position, left back position, CDM, he is just unbelievably good at getting his tackles in, at running the team at his age as well. He's got the pace on him as well for such an old player. He can run with and catch up with strikers. He's just overall a great player and most definitely out and out the best right back in the world at the moment, if you want to class him as a right back. And for the purposes of this video, I have. HUMMELS is up next. He is probably a controversial option, but I chose him because there's something about HUMMELS which I really like. He seems to be a real star player, and he seems to be an outstanding player and a standout player in his club, Dortmund, and even with Germany in the World Cup, he really proved how he wasn't just a substitute for Germany anymore. He really was a first-team player, and for such a young centre-back, he's got a lot left in him and a lot to show for his very short career so far. He's very well decorated for such a young player, and yes, he is approaching 26, 27, 28, 29 when they do hit their peak centre-backs, but in my opinion, he still hasn't hit his peak, and he's in this Team of the Year, and if he still hasn't hit his peak, and I think he's going to be in this Team of the Year, then God knows what he's going to be like in a few years' time. He'll probably be contender for best centre-back in the whole world. Next up is VINCENT Kompany. Now, I think he's one of the most underrated centre-backs on the planet because he just seems to be so solid at the back, and yeah, sometimes he's a slight liability. He's a bit injury prone as well, which isn't the greatest thing to have as a centre-back which runs your team. As you can see, Man City without him really suffer. They messed up a 2-0 lead at Burnley without him, of course, as well, which is disappointing. But it proves how Man City really need a player like him at the back, and they've got one. Just it's the fact that he's slightly injured, and you realise when he's out of the team, how much they really do miss him. And I think that's why I've put him in this Team of the Year, because he is that influential on the team. David ALABA next, and he is probably one of the most hopeful left-backs on earth right now. He's young, he's with Bayern Munich, debatably the best team in the world. Well, one of the best teams in the world for sure. They're probably not the best team in the world. And you can never really have the best team in the world. Under technical terms, that is Real Madrid. But let's not get into that because they won the FIFA Club World Cup. But like I said, let's not get into that. So yeah, Bayern Munich player, left back, very solid. Will get down the pitch as well. Will supply crosses. He's got a good amount of goals to his name as well. He will get a few assists on the board, and he's tallied up his tackles, tallied up his pace stats, and he's all round what you want from a fullback, similar to Lahm of that matter. He attacks, he defends, works up, works down, just works them wings and really does help out his wingers and his central midfielders when they deliver the ball to different areas of the pitch. That is the full defence. Philipp Lahm at right back, Mats Hummels, VINCENT KOMPANY centre backs, and then the other fullback, left back, David Alaba. Right, moving on to the midfield. I did choose a 4-3-3 formation, by the way, and Arda Turan is someone who, well, I didn't really consider, but then he was suggested to me, and I thought, right, he's not a bad option, so let's just stick him in there. Again, this isn't an accurate as such team of the year. It's a bit of mix of my input, other people's input, and what I think EA will do when releasing their team of the year. So, again, if you've got any more suggestions down below, don't moan at me for not including them. Just suggest to me, and I'll happily accept that is your suggestion. It is a very opinion-based video, this, and I want to try and take it off the opinion-based, just as a bit of a test to see what happens. But yeah, Arda Turan, really surprising Turkish player at the moment for Atletico Madrid, doing really well. Of course, won the La Liga last year with them, and now in 2014 he's had a great year. I think he probably deserves a bit of a reward for it and could easily turn up in the team of the year. YAYA Toure is up next. Now this one I'm not too sure about, because in the end of 2014 he's been pretty abysmal. He hasn't been terrible as such, but he hasn't done an amazing amount for Man City. Of course, he is a key player there still, but he's unhappy there now. So whether this is going to happen, I don't think EA would put them in the team, to be honest. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think YAYA Toure will be in there, but a lot of people have voted for him to be in there, so what can I do? I mean, I put him in because of votes on websites, the UEFA Team in the Year website, that is, as well. There's a voting section, and he's in it. So, it's a bit of a weird one, that. Thomas Muller is the next one in central midfield. I put him in a central midfield position. He's technically, under the UEFA rules, in a forward position, but I don't think he's a forward, and that's probably why he's got very little vote, because, to be honest, he's not going to outweigh some of the forwards as a forward, but as a midfielder, I think he's been very good. There's many options for midfield, but I've got a soft spot for him. I just think he's just such a superb player, and like I said again, versatile, like Lahm is, like ALABA is, and so many Bayern Munich players are versatile, and he is certainly probably one of the most versatile players on earth, and incredibly influential at the World Cup as well. Helped Germany on to win the World Cup, and he could be well on his way to being the record-breaking goal scorer in the World Cup. So it's great news for him, great year for him. I think he deserves it. He probably won't get it, but I think he will deserve it, to be honest. And if we move on once more, as you can see, that is the midfield: Turan, Toure, and Muller. If we move on to the forwards now, Lionel Messi. Oh my God, people are going to moan at me for putting him in. People would moan at me if I didn't put him in. EA will definitely put him in. UEFA will definitely have him in the team, no matter what. That will be as certain he will be in the team. Has he worked hard to be in the team? No, I don't think he has. He expects to be in the team these days. Will he deserve to be in the team over some of the other forwards? Well, again, I'm not too certain on that. Messi is a very controversial player, along with Ronaldo. I'm not fanboys of them, so just don't even say that. But he's undeniably an absolutely world-class player. You cannot deny that. Along with Ronaldo, who is now up here as well. So I just had to put them both in. I can't have any controversiality with this. I can't have any subjective viewpoints. I just had to put both of them in and see how it turns out. Hopefully now I won't get any hate. So again, like I said, Ronaldo and Messi, two world-class players. Ronaldo has shone a bit more than Messi, I think, this year, because Ronaldo's took the step up. Messi's just stayed at a similar level, and, well, if FIFA's anything to go by, then Ronaldo's got a striker in form card, which is immense. But like I said again, I'm going to probably get a bit of hate on this video because of the players that I put in it. Like I said before, though, it's not fully my opinion. and it's very difficult for me to choose them without feeling biased about the players that are put in this team anyway. And a very controversial player now, Diego Costa. Again, there's something about Costa. He just, for me, seems to hold up the ball so well. Be a real strong player. Be quite a rugged striker as well. He's, my opinion, one of the world's best strikers. He has this thing about him where he holds off the ball. He will launch into challenges quite hard as well. He's not a puffer at all, and he will really battle for possession. And of course, he's one of them strikers who's just always in the right place at the right time and will pop in with a goal now and then. He will just score so many tap-ins, so many simple headers, and he is one of them players who are just clinical. And of course, not maybe amazing for Spain. I think he should have probably stayed with Brazil in my opinion, but not amazing with Spain. But Chelsea and Atletico Madrid have just been perfect matches for him, and he's been superb. So that is the forward section. It's a pretty good lineup. Again, Costa is a hard one to pick. I mean, it was a very difficult part of it, this forward section. Now to other options, there's even way more than this. But Courtois, yes, probably the next best goalkeeper in the world. Benatia, Boateng, I've used them too from the defensive partnership areas. Benatia especially, I think, could probably get into it this year. You've also got Ramos, who I haven't even written there, but Ramos will probably get into it if EA or anything to go by, then Sergio Ramos will outstandingly easily pass by it and get into it. So, again, it was a very difficult decision. So many good players. I wanted to sort of make it a bit unique, sort of include a few players that not everybody would include, such as Xabi Alonso, Cruz, that's it. So, them two players have been quite influential to their own clubs. Of course, pretty much switching from Bayern and Real Madrid. Ibrahimovic and Lewandowski are the other two strikers options. But of course, there's Bale, Neymar, so many. And I don't understand how you're meant to choose between them sort of players. It's just outstanding. It's pretty much impossible. And I don't really know what to say. So anyway, the full team, as you can see on your screen now, apart from Neuer, obviously, I didn't put him in the graphic, but that is the full team of players. I don't think that's going to be the actual team of the year. I decided to include a few more unique ones, such as Hummels and Company, which, well, probably won't get in the team of the year, but let's put them in there anyway, because Ramos is in there every year, and Ramos probably does deserve to be in the team of the year. Benatia probably does. So there's so many players to choose from. Very controversial subject, like I said, but don't just dislike because I haven't put the players that you want in the team. If I haven't put the players that you want in the team, tell me down below the players that you want in the bloody team. So anyway, tell me your teams down below. Make sure you smash that like button in support of the video. Subscribe if you haven't already for more football related content, and especially obviously FIFA related content. And I will see you next time.